तिथले ऍडमिशन झाल्यानंतर लोक इकडे कॅन्सल येतात. आता लगेच राऊंड चालू झाला की लगेच येत नाही ना. तिथलं ऍडमिशन घेतल्यानंतर 2 दिवसानं 3 दिवसानं जशी जाग येईल तशी येते ती. अजून लगेच तर काही येणार नाही ते सगळं. आणि आपल्याला कळणार बी नाही लगेच कोणी केलंय काय नाही, आहे का नाही. कुठे गेला तुम्ही? हा, नाव अरे प्रेझेंटेशन दिसतंय का? हॅलो हॅलो.
नाही सर.
नाही.
आता दिसतंय का?
हो दिसतंय. हा दिसतंय.
दिसतंय ना?
हो
हो.
हो.
मागच्या वेळेस आपण सुरुवात केली होती का कसं आहे? हॅलो.
सुरुवात केली होती.
सुरुवात केली होती ना? कुठे गेली? फुल स्क्रीन. हा हे बरोबर. So last time we have started with a new chapter from analytical and industrial chemistry, and that is chromatography. So as we have seen, chromatography is a physical method used for the separation of colored, colorless, simple and complex mixture, where the component of mixtures are separated over a support. The separation is due to the different movement of components caused by continuous distribution of component between a stationary and mobile phase. We have seen this. Then Mikhail Twist in 1906 invented this technique by means of which he is able to separate the component of plant pigment or plant pigment. He has taken the extract of plant and from this extract he is able to separate the plant pigment, and then after Martin and Singethen made advance and this method and now used as a versatile separation method. In chromatography there is a use of two physically distinguished phases. One is a stationary or fixed phase, which is a solid or liquid, while another is mobile phase, which is a liquid or gas. Then the stationary phase is sorbent. If the sorbent is liquid held by solid, then solid is called as support or matrix. The mobile phase is a solvent or developer. The component of the mixture is a separated is is called as a solute. Is it visible to all? दिसते ना? दिसते ना? Then in chromatography, the analyte is placed in system of stationary and mobile phase. The mobile phase percolate continuously through the interstices stasis or over the surface of stationary phase. The mobile phase, due to its solvent power, exert a driving force on the solute of the mixture and tends to carry them forward along itself. But simultaneously, the stationary phase, due to adsorption power, tends to retain the solute over itself. So you see, there is a two phases which are working in an chromatography. One is known as a stationary phase, another is known as a mobile phase. So the mobile phase percolate continuously through the interstices or over the surface of stationary phase. The mobile phase, due to its solvent power, exert a driving force on the solute of the mixture and tends to carry them forward along with itself. म्हणजे mobile phase, when it goes in upward direction, along with them they carries the solute, and this solute is carried out due to the solvent power exerted by the driving force of the solute. But simultaneously, the stationary phase, due to its adsorption power, tends to retain the solute over itself. आणि त्याच वेळेस त्याच्यावर स्टेशनरी फेजची ऍडसॉर्प्शन पॉवर एक्झर्ट होते आणि ती स्टेशनरी पॉवर एक्झर्ट झाल्यामुळे ह्या सोल्यूट मध्ये जे कॉम्पोनंट आहे ते निरनिराळ्या ठिकाणी रिटेन होतात, थांबतात. Thus the component of the mixture subjected to two opposing forces, one exerted by stationary and another exerted by the mobile phase. However, the extent of these forces on different components of the mixture is different. Depending on the resultant effect of these two forces, the component distribute between stationary and mobile phase in a ratio which is a characteristic of their nature and given set of the condition. We have seen. Then we have seen advantage of chromatography. The component which are chemically similar and physically closely resembles can be separated. This is the first advantage. Second advantage, separation occurs due to difference in physical properties and at a room temperature or even below room temperature. So biological mixture can be separated. This is the second advantage. Third advantage, the method is a very sensitive. So micro or picogram of mixture can be separated and it can be detected. Fourth advantage, these methods are simple, rapid and very elegant. So complex mixture can be separated. And the fifth advantage, most of the time the equipment required is a simple and inexpensive. Then the type of chromatography we have seen, the component of the mixture is separated due to the different interaction between the solute and stationary phase. The separation mechanism is based on the nature of forces operating solute and stationary phase. It may be due to the affinity, solubility, or partition or molecular size, shape or charge mass ratio, or combination of these. According to this, the chromatography have different type which we have seen. That is adsorption chromatography, partition chromatography, ion exchange chromatography, size exclusion chromatography, affinity chromatography. Then the second point is classification of the chromatography. काय रे तुझं जरा वेळानेच. Classification of the chromatography, which is the second point. The chromatography technique operates under two phases, as we know. One is the stationary phase and another is a mobile phase. If you see the chromatography, it has been seen that the operation of the chromatography technique is under the two phases. One is a stationary phase and another is a mobile phase. On the basis of these two phases, that is stationary phase and mobile phase, the chromatography is classified on the basis of physical state of these two phases as follow. So depending upon the physical state of stationary phase and mobile phase which is used in chromatography, which are used to operate the chromatography, the classification of chromatography is carried out into two classes. First, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous chromatography consists liquid-liquid chromatography, while heterogeneous chromatography contains again classified into solid-liquid chromatography, solid gas chromatography, liquid gas chromatography. So this is the simple chart on the basis of physical state of the two phases, that is stationary phase and mobile phase, which is used in the chromatographic technique. In order to operate the chromatography is classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous chromatography is a liquid-liquid chromatography, while heterogeneous chromatography is solid-liquid, solid gas, liquid gas chromatography. Homogeneous, if you see the homogeneous chromatography, in this both the phases have same physical state, that is liquid and liquid. Stationary phase is also liquid and mobile phase is liquid, which is known as a homogeneous. That is, both the phases are the same. They have same physical state. One, the stationary phase is liquid and the mobile phase is also liquid. As a solid cannot be used as a mobile phase. The solid in this chromatography cannot be used as a mobile phase. There is a use of liquid, stationary and mobile phase. Hence, in this chromatography, the phases which are used, that both are liquid. The stationary phase is liquid and the mobile phase is also liquid. Also, gas cannot be used as a stationary phase in this. The gas cannot be used as a stationary phase. So only combination in homogeneous chromatography is a liquid-liquid chromatography. It is a liquid-liquid chromatography. So on the basis of physical state of the two phases which are used in chromatography, or on the basis of which the chromatography operate, that is stationary and mobile phase, the chromatography is classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous contains or consists liquid-liquid chromatography, which states that the stationary phase is also in liquid state and the mobile phase is also in the liquid state. While the heterogeneous, the solid liquid chromatography, solid gas chromatography and liquid gas chromatography. Let us see how the classification of the chromatography is carried out. The classification of chromatography is gas chromatography and liquid-liquid chromatography. Gas chromatography and liquid-liquid chromatography. So, gas chromatography contains GSC, while the another gas chromatography is a GLC. We will see one by one. Then secondly, SCFS, liquid-liquid chromatography. Liquid-liquid chromatography is also again classified into column and planar. Planar is again classified into TLC paper, while column is again classified into LSC, IES, EC, LLC, BPC, HPLC, while EC is again classified into GPC and GFC. So we will see how the classification is carried out. When the mobile phase is a gas, it is called as a gas chromatography. And when the mobile phase is a liquid, it is called as a liquid chromatography. There is no solid chromatography, you see. When the mobile phase, because solid is not mobile, solid compound cannot be used as a mobile phase. Hence, depending upon the mobile phase, if the mobile phase is a gas, it is called as a gas chromatography. While if the mobile phase is a liquid, it is called as a liquid chromatography. Gas chromatography and liquid chromatography. In a gas chromatography, the stationary phase can be solid. The stationary phase can be solid. Then that type of chromatography is known as a gas solid chromatography, because in this, gas is a mobile phase and solid is a stationary phase. Or you see liquid gas liquid chromatography, that is GLC. Gas liquid chromatography, that is GLC. So in this case, gas is used as a mobile phase and liquid is used as a stationary phase. So there are two type of gas chromatography, that is a gas solid chromatography, which is known as a GSC, and gas liquid chromatography, which is known as a GLC. In gas chromatography, the stationary phase can be used in the form of column. In gas chromatography, the stationary phase can be used in the form of column. Hence, it is known as a column chromatography, or in the form of fine sheet. Hence, it is known as a planar chromatography. So, whenever there is a use of column, in gas chromatography, the chromatography is known as a column chromatography, and when there is a use of fine sheet, that is known as a planar chromatography. The column chromatography is further divided into 5 types. High performance liquid chromatography, which is known as a HPLC. Liquid solid chromatography, which is known as a LSC. Liquid chromatography, which is known as a LLC. Bonded phase chromatography is known as a BPC. Ion exchange chromatography is known as a IEC. Exclusion chromatography is known as a EC. Planar chromatography includes thin layer chromatography and paper chromatography. So, according to column and according to planar, if there is a use of column, it is known as a column chromatography. There is a use of fine sheet, it is known as a planar chromatography. So column can be divided into 5 and the planar can be divided into 2 types. And the classification I have shown here, that is gas chromatography, liquid chromatography. Here there is a column and here there is a planar. Column is divided into 2, thin layer chromatography, paper chromatography. Sorry, planar is divided into 2, thin layer and paper, while column is divided into liquid solid chromatography, ion exchange chromatography, EC, LLC, depending upon the nature. So, classification of chromatography, again we will see the first one is gas chromatography, second one is liquid, and third one is a supercritical chromatography. So, this chromatography, it is known as a supercritical chromatography. We will see supercritical fluid chromatography. What is gas chromatography? In this gas is mobile phase. In gas chromatography, the mobile phase used is a gas. The stationary phase can be liquid or solid. The stationary phase can be liquid or the solid. This method is commonly used to separation of a mixture of gases. So whenever you want to separate the mixture of gases, this gas chromatography is used, in which the gas is a mobile phase and the stationary phase may be liquid or solid. Then see liquid chromatography. In this, liquid is a mobile phase, that is mobile phase is a liquid. The stationary phase can be liquid or solid. This is commonly used for the separation of variety of mixture. So when there is a mobile phase is a liquid, it is known as a liquid chromatography. When the mobile phase is a gas, it is known as a gas chromatography. In liquid chromatography, the stationary phase it can be liquid or solid. This is commonly used for the separation of variety of mixture. Then the third type is the supercritical fluid chromatography. In this, the mobile phase is a supercritical carbon dioxide. This chromatography is used for the separation of chiral molecule and purification in the pharmaceutical industry. So, the compound containing asymmetric center or the compound of which the mirror image, there is a no mirror image relationship, it is known as a chiral molecule, which we have seen in stereochemistry. For that separation of the chiral molecule, the supercritical fluid chromatography can be used, and for the purification of the compound in pharmaceutical industry, the supercritical fluid chromatography is used. So depending upon mobile phase, which mobile phase is used, if there is a use of gas as a mobile phase, it is known as a gas chromatography. If there is a liquid is used as a mobile phase, it is known as a liquid chromatography. And if there is a use of supercritical carbon dioxide as a mobile phase, it is known as a supercritical fluid chromatography. So depending upon the nature of physical state of the mobile phase, the chromatography is separated into three, that is a gas chromatography, liquid chromatography, supercritical chromatography. This gas is again divided into two, liquid is again divided into two, again the two that is planar, the two that is column and planar is divided into different type of chromatography. Planar is divided into two, while column is divided into six, while again this is divided into two type. So depending upon mobile phase, physical state of the mobile phase, the chromatography can be classified into three: gas chromatography, liquid chromatography, and supercritical chromatography, depending upon the physical state of the mobile phase. Now you see the first chromatography, that is paper chromatography. You might have been used this chromatographic technique in a practical course when you are in BSc part first. So you have done this experiment when you are in the BSc part first, because in the syllabus of BSc part first, the paper chromatography experiment is there. So it is a liquid type of chromatography. Paper chromatography is a liquid type of chromatography. So what this indicate? Liquid type of chromatography means the stationary phase is liquid and mobile phase is also liquid. The stationary phase is liquid and the mobile phase is also liquid. Hence this proper chromatography is known as liquid type of chromatography. In this, the filter paper gives a support to the stationary liquid phase. म्हणजेच काय बघा, in this the filter paper gives support to stationary liquid phase. म्हणजे जी लिक्विड फेज आहे स्टेशनरी, ती तुमच्या फिल्टर पेपरवर सपोर्ट केली जाते, ठेवली जाते. त्याला सपोर्ट कशाचा असतो? फिल्टर पेपरचा. याच्यामध्ये स्टेशनरी फेज लिक्विड आहे, पण it is a supported on a filter paper. So filter paper gives a support to the stationary liquid phase. The paper contains water molecule which are held in between the cellulose fiber. त्या फिल्टर पेपर मध्ये किंवा जो आपण पेपर वापरतो त्या पेपर मध्ये वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल आहेत आणि ते वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल हे सेल्युलोज फायबरनं पेपरवर होल्ड केले जातात, धरून ठेवले जातात. This water molecules forms a stationary aqueous phase and acts as one of the solvent म्हणजेच काय, हे वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल जे आहेत ते वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल ऍक्च्युअली इट इज अक्वियस, म्हणजे लिक्विड आहे. म्हणून ह्याच्यातली स्टेशनरी फेज जी आहे ती काय आहे? लिक्विड आहे. ह्याच्यातली स्टेशनरी फेज काय आहे? लिक्विड आहे. त्याच्यानंतर when a non-aqueous mobile phase, म्हणजे आपल्याला ऑर्गॅनिक म्हणजे CCl4 असेल, CHCl3 असेल, हे जे आपण खाली जारच्या ठेवलेलं असतं, दॅट इज नॉन ॲक्वियस, की जे पाणी नाही. इट इज अ ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड विच ऍक्ट्स एज अ मोबाईल फेज अँड दिस मोबाईल फेज ट्रॅव्हल अलॉंग द पेपर. ती पेपरवर ट्रॅव्हल होत असते. म्हणजेच काय, organic compound acts as a mobile phase, while the water molecules which are held by the cellulose fiber, they are also liquid. Hence both the stationary phase is liquid and mobile phase is also liquid, that is organic compound or organic liquid. Hence this paper chromatography is a liquid type of the chromatography. It is liquid type of the chromatography. You see, when a non-aqueous mobile phase travel along the paper, the components of the mixture loaded. जे तुम्ही कंपोनंट मिक्सर लोड करता ना फिल्टर पेपरवर, they get distribute between these two phases in the ratio characteristic of their distribution coefficient. Characteristic of their distribution coefficient म्हणजे प्रत्येक कंपोनंटच्या डिस्ट्रीब्युशन कोएफिशियंट वर डिपेंड त्याच्यामधले जे कंपोनंट आहे ते कंपोनंट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होतात फिल्टर पेपरवर आणि तुम्हाला त्याचं सेपरेशन मिळतं. द कंपोनंट्स विच आर मोर सोल्युबल इन स्टेशनरी फेज, मोर सोल्युबल इन स्टेशनरी फेज. याच्यामध्ये स्टेशनरी फेज काय आहे? वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल हेल्ड बाय द सेल्युलोज फायबर, ही स्टेशनरी फेज आहे. आणि त्या स्टेशनरी फेज मध्ये म्हणजे वॉटर मध्ये द कंपोनंट्स विच आर मोर सोल्युबल इन स्टेशनरी फेज म्हणजे पाण्यामध्ये विल मूव्ह स्लोली, ते हळूहळू मूव्ह होतात. while the components which are more soluble in mobile phase म्हणजे ऑर्गॅनिक सॉल्व्हंट मध्ये जे कंपोनंट जास्त सोल्युबल असतात ते जोरात मूव्ह होतात, ते काय होतात? जोरात म्हणून. म्हणजेच काय? द कंपोनंट्स विच आर मोर सोल्युबल इन वॉटर मूव्ह स्लोली while the components which are more soluble in organic solvent they are moves faster. Hence due to difference in the movement of the components they get separated. आणि त्यांच्या हा जो डिफरन्स आहे मुवमेंट मधला, की जे काही कंपोनंट पाण्यामध्ये जोरात सोल्युबल होतात, काही कंपोनंट मोबाईल फेज मध्ये ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड मध्ये जोरात मूव्ह होतात. जे पाण्यामध्ये सोल्युबल होतात ते हळू जातात, जे ऑर्गॅनिक मोबाईल फेज मध्ये सोल्युबल होतात ते वर जातात फास्ट, आणि त्याच्यामुळं त्याच्यातले कंपोनंटचं सेपरेशन होतं. आता डिस्ट्रीब्युशन कोएफिशियंट म्हणजेच काय आहे? डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द डिस्ट्रीब्युशन कोएफिशियंट. आपण म्हटलं ना, द कंपोनंट्स ऑफ द मिक्सचर गेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट बिटवीन दीज टू फेजेस in the ratio characteristic of their distribution coefficient. Distribution coefficient म्हणजेच काय? Concentration of solute in stationary phase divided by concentration of solute in mobile phase. So if you take this ratio, concentration of solute in stationary phase divided by concentration of solute in mobile phase, you will get the distribution coefficient. The components which have different values of K, that is different distribution coefficient, can only be separated under given condition. जर हा डिस्ट्रीब्युशन कोएफिशियंट एकच असेल तर सगळ्या कंपोनंटचा यू आर नॉट एबल टू सेपरेट द कंपोनंट ऑफ अ गिवन मिक्सचर. But if the distribution coefficient of each component present in the mixture is different, then and then only you are possible to separate the mixture under the given condition. So this chromatography in which both the phases, that is stationary phase is also liquid and mobile phase is also liquid, it is known it is a paper chromatography. It is a paper chromatography. It is liquid lipid type of chromatography. So the stationary phase is actually it is a liquid phase which is due to the water molecule held by the cellulose fiber, and the mobile phase is an organic compound which is aqueous, non-aqueous compound. They act as a mobile phase and they travel along the paper. So both the phases in paper chromatography, stationary phase as well as mobile phase, they are the liquid. Hence paper chromatography is a liquid type of the chromatography. Secondly, you see the components secondly the components of the mixture loaded get distributed between these two phases in the ratio which is a characteristic of their distribution coefficient. What is distribution coefficient? Concentration of solute in stationary phase and concentration of solute in mobile phase. स्टेशनरी फेज मध्ये त्या कंपोनंटचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन किती आणि मोबाईल फेज मध्ये एखाद्या कंपोनंटचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन किती आहे त्याच्यावर त्याचा डिस्ट्रीब्युशन कोएफिशियंट काढला जातो. जर डिस्ट्रीब्युशन कोएफिशियंटच्या व्हॅल्यू प्रत्येक कंपोनंटला वेगवेगळे असतील तरच ते कंपोनंट मिक्सचरचे सेपरेट केले जातात. पण हा जर डिस्ट्रीब्युशन कोएफिशियंट एकच असेल तर मात्र त्याचं सेपरेशन होत नाही. देन सेकंड पॉइंट, that is methodology of the chromatography. It involves 3 unit operation. पेपर क्रोमॅटोग्राफी करत असताना त्याचे 3 युनिट ऑपरेशन तुम्ही करतात. म्हणजे पहिली स्टेप आपण सॅम्पल लोडिंग करतो, दुसरी स्टेप आपण डेव्हलपिंग करतो, तिसरी स्टेप आपण लोकेटिंग करतो. हे जे ऑपरेशन्स आहे त्याला युनिट ऑपरेशन म्हणतो. याला काय म्हणतो आपण? युनिट ऑपरेशन. व्हॉट इज मीन बाय सॅम्पल लोडिंग? द फिल्टर पेपर ऑफ सुटेबल डायमेन्शन इज अ चूजन. एखादा आपण फिल्टर पेपर घेतो, त्याचे डायमेन्शन फिक्स असतात, तो फिल्टर पेपर आपण सुटेबल डायमेन्शनचा घेतो, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन लेंथ अँड डायमेन्शन ऑफ द जार. द सॅम्पल इज लोडेड रिपीटेडली ऍज अ फाईन स्पॉट ऑर लाईन ओव्हर द रेफरन्स लाईन. म्हणजे काय करतो आपण? फिल्टर पेपर एखादा सुटेबल डायमेन्शनचा घेतो, त्याच्या बेसला 1 इंचावर समजा लाईन तुम्ही मारलेली पेन्सिलनं, तर त्याच्या बरोबर मध्यावर सेंटरला तुम्ही जे सॅम्पल आहे ते लोड करता. ते रिपीटेडली लोड करता एखाद्या फाईन स्पॉटच्या फॉर्म मध्ये किंवा एखाद्या लाईनच्या फॉर्म मध्ये. सो दिस इज नोन ऍज अ लोडिंग ऑफ सॅम्पल ऑर द ऑपरेशन इज नोन ऍज अ सॅम्पल लोडिंग. इट इज नोन ऍज अ सॅम्पल लोडिंग. देन द सेकंड स्टेप. मग काय करता तुम्ही? पहिल्या स्टेप मध्ये फिल्टर पेपर घेता, त्याच्या बेस लाईनला बेसला त्याच्या एक लाईन 1 सेंटीमीटरच्या 1 इंचाच्या वर तुम्ही मारता. त्याच्यावर बरोबर मध्यभागी विथ हेल्प ऑफ कॅपिलरी यू आर लोडिंग द सॅम्पल. म्हणजे पहिला ड्रॉप टाकायचा, हेअर ड्रायरनं त्याला ड्राय करायचा, पुन्हा दुसरा ड्रॉप टाकायचा, हेअर ड्रायरनं त्याला ड्राय करायचा, किंवा जी लाईन आहे त्याच्यावर तो लाईन सॅम्पल तुम्ही लोड करता. आणि त्याला ते ऑपरेशन जे आहे त्याला आपण म्हणतो सॅम्पल लोडिंग. त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण? सॅम्पल लोडिंग. आता दुसरं जो स्पॉट आहे त्याचा डायमीटर साधारणतः 5 मिलीमीटर असतो. दुसरं जे ऑपरेशन आहे त्याला आपण म्हणतो डेव्हलपिंग. द पेपर ऑन विच द सॅम्पल इज लोडेड इज देन सॅच्युरेटेड विथ सुटेबल सॉल्वंट पेपर. म्हणजे जे तुम्ही सॉल्वंट वापरणार आहे मोबाईल फेज, त्या मोबाईल फेजच्या सॉल्वंटनं तो पेपर सॅच्युरेट केला जातो बाय हँगिंग ओव्हर द सॉल्वंट इन ए क्लोज व्हेसल. त्या क्लोज व्हेसल मध्ये तो पेपर हँग केला जातो. नाउ द सॉल्वंट इज अलाउड टू रन ओव्हर द पेपर. म्हणजे मोबाईल फेज मध्ये डीप केल्यानंतर ती मोबाईल फेज त्या पेपरवर रन करायला अलाउ केली जाते. द सॉल्वंट इज अलाउड टू रन ओव्हर द पेपर. व्हेन द सॉल्वंट रन्स रिक्वायर्ड डिस्टन्स, ज्यावेळेस तुमचे मोबाईल फेज आहे किंवा सॉल्वंट आहे हे रिक्वायर्ड डिस्टन्स गेल्यानंतर द पेपर इज केअरफुली रिमूव्ड, ड्राईड अँड स्प्रेड विथ द रिएजंट. तो पेपर त्याच्यातनं काढला जातो, त्याचं ड्राईंग केलं जातं विथ हेल्प ऑफ ड्रायर, आणि त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला रिएजंट स्प्रे करायचा असतो. तिसरं जे ऑपरेशन आहे ते लोकेटिंग म्हणतो आपण त्याला. द कंपोनंट सेपरेटेड ऑन द पेपर आर लोकेटेड बाय स्प्रेइंग विथ सुटेबल रिएजंट. ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही त्याच्यावर रिएजंट स्प्रे करता त्यावेळेस त्या मिक्सचर मध्ये असलेले कंपोनंट हे तुम्हाला सेपरेट झालेले दिसतात आणि विच रिॲक्ट टू प्रोड्यूस कलर्ड प्रॉडक्ट. ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही त्याच्यावर स्प्रे करता सुटेबल रिएजंटचं त्यावेळेस ते कंपोनंट निरनिराळ्या कलर मध्ये तुम्हाला प्रॉडक्ट म्हणून फिल्टर पेपरवर मिळालेले असतात. तर ही जी प्रोसेस आहे हिला आपण मेथडॉलॉजी ऑफ द पेपर क्रोमॅटोग्राफी म्हणतो, की जी 3 युनिट ऑपरेशन मध्ये केली जाते. पहिले जे आहे ते सॅम्पल लोडिंग आहे, दुसरं जे आहे ते डेव्हलपिंग आहे, आणि तिसरं जे आहे ते लोकेटिंग आहे. सॅम्पल लोडिंगला आपण काय म्हणतो? फिल्टर पेपर सुटेबल डायमेन्शनचा घ्यायचा, त्याच्यावर तुम्ही बेसलाईनला सॅम्पल लोड करता इन द फॉर्म ऑफ फाईन स्पॉट which the diameter of which is a 5 millimeter or in the form of line over the reference line. जी तुम्ही रेफरन्स लाईन ओढलेली आहे ती. दुसरी आहे ती डेव्हलपिंग. पेपर झाल्यावर एकदा तुम्ही फाईन स्पॉट तुम्ही त्याच्यावर लोड केला की तो द सॅम्पल इज लोडेड, देन इट इज सॅच्युरेटेड विथ सुटेबल सॉल्वंट पेपर बाय हँगिंग ओव्हर सॉल्वंट इन द क्लोज व्हेसल. त्या व्हेसल मध्ये तुम्ही तो पेपर ठेवता ज्याच्यामध्ये सॉल्वंट आहे. नाउ द सॉल्वंट इज अलाउड टू रन ओव्हर द पेपर. एकदा तुम्ही तो सॉल्वंट मध्ये डीप केला की त्याच्यातनं तुमचं सॉल्वंट वर चढायला सुरुवात होईल. अलाउड टू रन ओव्हर द पेपर व्हेन द सॉल्वंट फ्रंट रन्स रिक्वायर्ड डिस्टन्स. एकदा का तुमचं सॉल्वंट एक ठराविक अंतर ट्रॅव्हल करून वर गेलं की नंतर तो पेपर त्याच्यातून काढायचा, ड्राय करायचा आणि स्प्रेड विथ द रिएजंट. when you spray it with a reagent, there is a production of the colored products on a filter paper which shows that the component of the mixture gets separated on a paper and they are located at the different places by spraying it with a suitable reagent. So this is the methodology of paper chromatography. On the basis of flow of solvent, the paper chromatography have following type. तुम्ही पेपर सॉल्व्हंट मध्ये डीप केल्यानंतर त्या सॉल्व्हंटचा फ्लो कसा आहे, त्याचं डायरेक्शन कुठलं आहे, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ सॉल्व्हंट पेपर क्रोमॅटोग्राफी ही तुमची 3 टाइप मध्ये डिवाइड केलेली आहे. पहिली जी आहे ती असेंडिंग पेपर क्रोमॅटोग्राफी, दुसरी जी आहे ती डिसेंडिंग पेपर क्रोमॅटोग्राफी आणि तिसरी जी आहे ती सर्क्युलर पेपर क्रोमॅटोग्राफी. What is meant by ascending paper chromatography? You see, in this, the solvent moves in upward direction from the bottom by capillary action. Solvent ची movement ही upward direction मध्ये असते, म्हणून तिला आपण ascending chromatography म्हणतो. The paper is placed vertically in a solvent, keeping the reference line above the solvent level. Keeping the reference line above the solvent. हे बघा, इथं आहे, हे सॉल्व्हंट आहे, ही रेफरन्स लाईन आहे आणि याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही हा पेपर डीप केलेला आहे. ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही पेपर डीप करता त्यावेळेस हे जे सॉल्व्हंट आहे हे असेंडिंग अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन मध्ये मूव्ह होतं. हे जे सॉल्व्हंट आहे हे अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन मध्ये मूव्ह होतं, म्हणून ह्या क्रोमॅटोग्राफीला असेंडिंग क्रोमॅटोग्राफी म्हटलं जातं. ह्या क्रोमॅटोग्राफीला असेंडिंग क्रोमॅटोग्राफी म्हटलं जातं. सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट type of the paper chromatography depending upon the movement of the solvent. So if the solvent moves in upward direction, this is the solvent system. If the solvent moves in upward direction along the paper, it is known as ascending chromatography. But if you see the second, solvent moves in downward direction from top to bottom. So this is the solvent board. When the paper is placed, this is the reference line and the solvent moves from this position to this position in a downward direction. Such a chromatography, it is known as descending chromatography. It is known as a descending chromatography. So solvent moves in downward direction from top to bottom, keeping the stoppered end, spotted end at the top of the strip is hanged vertically downward. Generally, ascending chromatography is preferred because of its simplicity of the shade. So तुमच्याकडे 2 प्रकारचे आहेत. ही जी आहे तिला आपण म्हणतो असेंडिंग क्रोमॅटोग्राफी, हिला म्हणतो आपण डिसेंडिंग क्रोमॅटोग्राफी. जनरली असेंडिंग क्रोमॅटोग्राफी आपण वापरतो कारण त्याचा सेट बनवणं हे खूप सोपं असतं. त्याच्यानंतर तिसरा जो टाइप आहे त्याला आपण म्हणतो circular chromatography or horizontal chromatography. In this, the plane of paper is kept horizontally. In this, the plane of paper is kept horizontally and the solvent moves laterally from the center. Solvent moves laterally from the center. This is known as a horizontal chromatography or circular chromatography. हा तुमचा वॉटमन फिल्टर पेपर आहे इथं ठेवलेला. या पेपर मधून तुमचं हे इथं येणार सॉल्व्हंट आणि ह्या पेपरवर हॉरिझॉन्टली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होणार, सर्क्युलरली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होणार आणि ही जी क्रोमॅटोग्राफी आहे तिला आपण म्हणतो हॉरिझॉन्टल क्रोमॅटोग्राफी. So there are 3 type of chromatography depending upon the flow direction of flow of solvent: ascending chromatography, descending chromatography and circular chromatography. Ascending means solvent moves in upward direction, descending means solvent moves in downward direction, and circular chromatography means the paper is kept horizontally and solvent moves laterally from the center of the paper. So this type of chromatography is known as a circular chromatography. So these are the different chromatography. This is the saturation of paper. You are keeping the paper in a jar which contains the solvent. It is known as the saturation of paper. This is the paper is hanged or deep in the solvent, in which this is the reference line. Take care that the reference line should not deep in the solvent. The solvent moves in upward direction. When it moves in upward direction, which is a mobile phase, they bring about the component of the mixture along with them, and due to their different adsorption power, they get separation, different adsorption power of the exerted by the stationary phase, they get adsorbed at a different position on the filter paper. While this is the descending chromatography, the solvent or mobile phase moves from top to bottom or from upward to downward, upward to downward. This is a downward to upward, this is upward to downward. Bring the sample along with it in a downward direction. Hence, this is known as a descending chromatography. While this is the circular chromatography, we have placed the spot here on a filter, one filter paper, and the solvent is allowed to circulate, circulate along the filter paper horizontally, laterally. Hence, this is known as a horizontal chromatography. It is known as horizontal chromatography. So these are the things which we have. As far as the paper chromatography is concerned, the remaining part we will see in next lecture. काय शंका आहेत का? हॅलो हॅलो हॅलो.
नो सर.
ठीक आहे.
चारी पेपरचे एक नंबर आहे ते सोनाली. बरं का सोनाली, चारी पेपरचे एक नंबर आहे ते ओपन केले. हो माहिती की आज पेपर मध्ये
काय
हॅलो आलीस का? बरं 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 किती बरं असू दे चालते चालते. तर असू दे ये काय गडबड करू नको.
कोण आहे?
स्नेहल पवार
काय म्हणते?
येते ती लेक्चर घेऊन ती निघाली ना. बर
माळे मॅडमचं नाव घ्यायचं ठरलं होतं ना.
माळे मॅडमला तिकडेही भरायचंय ना. आणि ते हे काय बर का सर ते
तुम्हाला काय फोन आलता का कॉलेजचा?
कोणाला नाही ही बघायची करा तुमच्या.
पण तरी आता काय करा माहितीये का,
आपल्याला
तुम्ही आता जरा थांबत चला, थोडस यायचं रेग्युलर, थोडस थांबा. कारण आता MSc फर्स्ट बी तुम्हाला दिलेलं आहे, बरोबर की नाही? तुमच्या आता किती लेक्चर होते? 6. आता तुला काय दिलं MSc फर्स्ट? एक टॉपिक दिलाय अनालिटिकलचा. तुला नाही दिला का?
सोनालीला नाही दिला. फिजिकलमध्ये 4 टॉपिक आहेत. गेल्या वर्षी घेत होतो ना, तेच यावर्षी कंटिन्यू.
मग हिला एखादा द्यायचं ना टॉपिक मॅडम. फिजिकल
ते डिस्ट्रीब्युशन चव्हाण सरांनी केलंय. फिजिकलचा टॉपिक आता बघूया मग.
बरं राहू दे. तू दुसरा कसं
पवारला एक दिला ना, आम्ही तिघींनी 3 घेतले. 4 टॉपिक आहेत ना.
हा बर बर.
मला रिझल्ट विषय रिझल्ट आजच द्यायचा आहे का लगेच?
होय होय होय, तयार तर करा आज.
ते सीट मी काढलेलं आहे, पण लेजर वगैरे काही नाही. तर त्याचा सीट नंबर टाकून ओपन करायला लागतो प्रत्येक विद्यार्थ्याचा रिझल्ट, आणि त्याचे मार्क्स त्याच्यावर लिहून घ्यावे लागतात कॅरी पेपर.
बरोबर आहे.
दोघं असं बसू द्या आणि पहिलेच डिस्ट्रीब्युट करून तरच लवकर होईल, नाहीतर आपले विद्यार्थी संख्या जास्त आहे. बरं का सर?
हा,
दोघांनी बसू द्या.
हॅलो, एम आय ऑडिबल टू ऑल? आवाज येतोय? हॅलो.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is one notice to all the girls. From today, there is a start of pickle making a skill course. It is only for girl students. And the lecture is from time सांगतोय तुम्हाला. लेक्चर टाइम इज 2:10 to 3, 2:10 ते 3. पहा परत एकदा नोटीस सांगतोय, मुलींच्यासाठी हे नोटीस आहे. तुमचा जो स्किल कुठला कोर्स आहे, स्किल कोर्सच आहे ना तो पिकल मेकिंग. तो जो पिकल मेकिंग कोर्स आहे त्याचे लेक्चर्स आजपासून चालू होत आहेत. त्याचा जो टाइम आहे तो आहे 2:10 ते 3. आणि याच्यासाठी तुम्हाला जी लिंक आहे ती आपली बी डिव्हिजनची लिंक वापरायची. तुमची जी लिंक आहे ती लिंक तुम्ही यूज करा. आय थिंक यू आर फ्रॉम ए डिव्हिजन. बी डिव्हिजनची जी लिंक आहे ती लिंक तुम्ही यूज करायची आणि पिकल मेकिंगच्या कोर्सला 2:10 ते 3 या टाइम मध्ये जॉईन करायचं. Okay, good afternoon all of you. I am here to discuss something about analytical chemistry. Up to this stage we finish out 2 units, or I am finishing 2 units regarding analytical chemistry. Now the third unit allotted to me, it is totally new for me also, and there is a somewhat very low connection with chemistry, or that is analytical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry. There is no too much linking between this new unit and the previous units. Can anyone tell which unit is remaining in analytical chemistry? कुठलं युनिट शिकवायचं राहिलेलं आहे आपलं? Which unit? पाहूया. After Diwali festival you are in chemistry class or at home? पाहूया काय आहे. तुम्ही अजून दिवाळीच्या फेस्टिवल मधून बाहेर आलात का घरीच आहात अजून? सांगा.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay, artificial intelligence is the only unit is remains from the analytical chemistry.
Yes, sir. Analytical.
Okay, very good. Only Mayu Jagtap have something idea about this, which units are completed or which units are started or which units are in running. I am finish out 2 units. First one is a theory of patternmetric analysis. Second is a flame photometry. Then Bishay sir start a chromatographic techniques. Kokate sir also starts a body fluid analysis. And now the remaining unit, that is artificial intelligence, is started by me. From today we discuss about the artificial intelligence. If you concern the weightage regarding this artificial intelligence in your exam point of view, if you see, I think near about 12 or 11 lectures are allotted for artificial intelligence, 7 lectures for titremetric analysis, 7 to 8 lectures for flame photometry. That is artificial intelligence, chromatographic techniques, body fluid analysis have equal weightage. The flame photometry and theory of titremetric analysis, both in combiningly, in exam point of view, I think we ask near about 10 to 12 mark questions from these 2 units, but near about 10 marks questions from one unit of chromatography, fluid analysis, body fluid analysis, and artificial intelligence. That is, it is nothing to completely correlate with this chemistry, but they have different weightage regarding this exam point of view. In artificial intelligence, generally we simulate different human techniques. Simulation is nothing but in Marathi nakkal. We simulate different techniques, human techniques, by using different types of machines. You have better idea regarding a robotics. Then in day-to-day life we use calculators, mobiles, laptops, PCs. These are nothing but a part of artificial intelligence. how they perform, what are the softwares, hardwares. If there is no human, how we carry out the work or different types of experiments by using these techniques we see in this unit. But if you see the syllabus of artificial intelligence, then there is not too much interlink of this artificial intelligence with chemistry. That is, all of you perform any virtual lab experiments? सर्वांनी एखादा व्हर्च्युअल केमिस्ट्रीचा एक्सपेरिमेंट केलेला आहे का? सरांनी रजिस्ट्रेशन केलेलं असेल, केलंय ना? चौधरी, शीतल चौधरी. मला वाटतंय तुम्हाला व्हर्च्युअल लॅब बद्दल माहिती असेल, आहे ना? प्रतीक्षा गायकवाड. व्हर्च्युअल एक्सपेरिमेंट केलेला आहे का एखादा व्हर्च्युअल केमिस्ट्री मध्ये? व्हर्च्युअल लॅब यूज केली मयूर?
हो सर.
Okay. It is nothing but a part of artificial intelligence. If you see the identification of element in virtual lab, if you focus on this any type of experiment there is coming, if you command there is coming of test tube, we add some amount of sodium extract by using a different types of button, different types of functions, or by giving only command. Then we add small amount of sodium nitroprusside solution and we observe in test tube there is a blue coloration, green coloration, or what type may we observe color. It is totally artificial intelligence. We compare the natural intelligence with artificial intelligence. We are at home, we perform different experiments by using instruments like mobile, laptops, PCs, and they use different types of softwares. It is a importance of artificial intelligence concerning to chemistry experiments. We perform different types of experiment at home also in the laboratory environment. That is, we only feel there is a blue coloration, not we see properly there is a blue or green, and we tell there may be presence of nitrogen, presence of violet color or purple color sulfur, white color chlorine, bromine, depending upon the color. That is, we can perform this experiment by using different terms regarding the artificial intelligence in virtual laboratory also. Before wasting the time, we start actual syllabus regarding this artificial intelligence. See here, if you see this slide regarding this artificial, first slide, there is one hand, one is robotic hand, and other is a live human hand. Artificial, krutrim, artificial intelligence. We make a artificial intelligence, or we make a robots. We use a robotics in day-to-day life also, in different industries also. And there is a connection between this natural intelligence, that is human hand, and robot's hand. We call it artificial intelligence. Human mind or human brain we use in different types of machineries, robots, and we make it autonomous or semi-autonomous. आपण त्यांना स्वायत्त देतोय, पूर्ण स्वायत्त देतोय 100% or semi, आणि मग ते perform करतायत. That is nothing but artificial intelligence. In this unit, in introductory part, or in first lecture, we focus on introduction, definition, what are the applications, what are the merits or demerits. Can anyone tell anyone advantages regarding this artificial intelligence? आता मी थोडीशी आयडिया दिली तुम्हाला आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स मध्ये आपण काय करणार आहोत. Can anyone tell what is the applications of artificial intelligence? Please speak frankly, not take any type of burden. This unit is very simple unit. कुठे सांगा मला एखादं ऍप्लिकेशन सांगा. बोलायचं रे, तुम्ही बोलला तर आम्हाला समजेल. बोलते रहो. कोण सांगतंय? ऍप्लिकेशन सांगा. रणवीर गोरे, मयूर सांगा एखादं ऍप्लिकेशन.
To reduce human work.
Okay, to reduce human work. Or we see what type of activities in artificial intelligence to reduce the human work. If we imagine, first, if we compare very simple terms, first where there is no tractors, but now there is a different types of machines. If we imagine there is no tractors in the farm and now there is a tractors in farm, what are the differences? I'm not telling what are the differences, but you imagine it. Then different types of bikes, different cars in before these cars coming and after these cars coming, what are the benefits or what are the advantages and disadvantages? Growth and future of artificial intelligence. What is the importance? What is the future of this artificial intelligence? And finally, we make conclusion and bibliography. In bibliography, I give different links. If you focus on these links, or you can get different videos regarding this artificial intelligence. Before wasting the time, we start with what is the introduction. Intelligence. What is meant by intelligence? Artificial kritrim intelligence. The capacity to learn and solve the problems. The capacity to learn and solve the problems is nothing but intelligence. Capacity to learn. If we focus or imagine you are in laboratory, I am giving one compound for analysis of organic spotting. You first see the color. You learn, you see the color. You learn about the, it is maybe reddish, black, yellow, what may be the color. And you solve the problem. You learn the color, focus on the compound, and you go the final conclusion, colorless, violet color, brown color, or whatever may be the color. It is totally happens in our brain. Then now artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence by machine. Simulation in Marathi we call it as a nakkal, mimicry. Artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence by machine. Simulation of human intelligence by machine. The ability to solve the problem for which we make simulation, the ability to solve the problem, the ability to act rationally, the ability to act like humans. All of you see a one movie, there is a use of robot. पाहिला कुठला मूवी आहे ती, त्यामध्ये रोबोट आहे. काय आहे मूवीचं नाव? कुठली आहे मूवी? अरे वा, तुम्ही तर खूप स्मार्ट विद्यार्थी दिसताय. तुम्ही मूवीज पाहत नाही. मला वाटतं तुमच्या घरी टेलिव्हिजनच नसेल, त्यामुळे तुम्ही मूवी पाहिलेलं नसेल. कुठली मूवी आहे की इन दिस मूवी देर इज रजनीकांत रोबोट. ओके, मूवी नेम इज ऑल्सो रोबोट, करेक्ट ना?
हाँ.
The ability to act like human. If you remember this movie, in this movie the robot have some sensations also, and because of there is too much complication at the middle part of this movie. The ability to act like human. In this movie the robot acts all the activities. They have some emotions also. Then what are the central principles of artificial intelligence? The central principle of artificial intelligence includes what is the main importance or main criteria or central principle for this artificial intelligence? Reasoning, they can reasoning, knowledge, planning, learning and communication. Reasoning, they have knowledge, they plan, they learn the problem and finally communicate. Perception and the ability to move and manipulate the objects, how they handle the particular task. It is science of engineering and making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. Generally, we have somewhat less knowledge regarding the computer's activities because all of you as well as me also, we are from a chemist or chemical background, and hence we are not too much techno savvy. We are not too much techno savvy. But if your some friends are in electronics, statistics, then electrical engineers, here animation department, they are too much techno savvy, and they have too much idea regarding this artificial intelligence. Generally, this field is from engineering. You know, what is the definition of this artificial intelligence? How we define the artificial intelligence? First, we define the intelligence, the capacity to learn and solve the problems. There are steps. Now, what is the definition? Computers with the ability to mimic or simulation. Computers with the ability to mimic or duplicate the functions of the human brain. As like human brain, before discovery of this computer, if you want to make any one calculation, then we take a pen, notebook, and solve this typical task by using different formulas, different calculations, and finally we come to the conclusion of answer. But nowadays we calculate the values in millions, billions, scores, lakhs, in fraction of second by giving simple command. In your pocket there is a smartphones. In smartphones there is too much applications. It is a part of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, computers with the ability to mimic or duplicate the functions of human brain. Then next definition is artificial intelligence is the intelligence of machine. It is not human, it is intelligence of machine, and the branch of computer science which aims to create it. And the branch of computer science which aims to create it. The branch of computer science that is concerned with the automation of intelligent behavior. Generally, it is completely related to computer science. Finally, we reach or we go for conclusion to the computer. That is, there is too much importance in artificial intelligence regarding computers. Then what is the history behind this artificial intelligence? Now we focus on what is the history. In 1950, the time when it all started. 1950, there is a starting era of artificial intelligence. In 1955, John McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence. It is too much importance in exam point of view for multiple choice question. John in 1950, who coined the term artificial intelligence? And our answer is, or your options is one of Vogel, then Raman, and we give last option or answer option is John McCarthy. In 1974, computer become faster and affordable. Here is one term, affordable. If you see the history of computer, first for designing computer in one room, there is only one computer, they're too much large size, not affordable. Then there is some reduction of size, then there is a PCs, then for affordable there is a laptops, then now there is a again reduction in size, and now we can see only in mobile. All applications of laptops we can perform in mobile also. We call it a notepad, note. In 1980, the year of artificial intelligence, we called as the year of artificial intelligence is 1980, and in 2000 or after 2000, there is a totally fully era of artificial intelligence. Landmark of artificial intelligence established and achieved. After 2000, there is a in various fields they use the term artificial intelligence. In our home also we use different terms regarding the artificial intelligence. Then what are the applications in medicine or different applications in medicine? A medical clinic use a artificial intelligence system to organize a bed schedules, make a staff rotations, and provide medical information. If you go to our medical shop in our village, town, or city, there are some medicals. Up to this stage, they not use a artificial intelligence term in their shops. If you go to the shopkeeper medical and you tell shopkeeper, give me a 2 tablets of paracetamol. If shopkeeper is not well trained, it is newly appointed, then you tell give me 2 tablets of paracetamol. Then they go near to cupboard and see here and there. They see if there is, they first they take a strip. This is not paracetamol. Then again place at the same position. Then again they take next box or next strip. Again they say it may be paracetamol. Again it is not paracetamol. Finally, the shopkeeper comes to the paracetamol tablet and you getting this paracetamol tablet. But there are some medicals or some shops, they use the term artificial intelligence. They have laptop or PCs in their shops. If you give only simple order, give me 2 tablets of paracetamol, they simply type the name paracetamol in search box, and the PCs or laptops tell him go to 10th rack, 11th rack, 12th rack, 15th rack, whatever may be the what in which rack they place the tablets, and we get a paracetamol tablet in only 2 or 5 minutes if there is no crowd. This is the use of artificial intelligence, that is the use of laptops, PCs, or any machines in the medical field. Now, artificial intelligence has also application in the field of cardiology, neurology, embryology, that is for sonography, then complex operations of internal organs. We can make a complete internal picture of our human body by using these sonographic techniques. In embryology, there is too much importance. Then in neurology, that is magnetic resonance imaging technique. In bracket, they write MRI. If there is any problem in the brain, some nervous system, neurons, then we can use this artificial intelligence technique. The human cannot, in absence of these techniques, the human cannot carry, or doctors cannot carry such a complicated operations. You can see these applications of artificial intelligence videos on YouTube also related to medicine. It also has application in image guided surgery and image analysis and enhancement. Imagine in our body there is some external object goes, like if in our body, in your intestine, there is a small piece of iron. Then we make a photograph, or by using sonography, we locate the position, and then doctor break our intestine, and finally they escape out this iron piece. That is, it is nothing but it has application in image guided surgery and image analysis and enhancement. Then application in music nowadays, there is too much development in the music field. Scientists are trying to make the computer emulate the activities of these skillful musicians. Compositions, performance, music theory, sound processing are some of the major areas on which research in music and artificial intelligence are focusing on it. Then applications in telecommunications, it is related to robotics. A robot is a a robot is a mechanical or virtual artificial agent, usually an electromechanical machine. You all of you see the robot movie. And you have idea regarding this robot movie, what the Rajinikanth perform or Rajinikanth made robot and how they perform. That guided by computer program or electronic circuits. Robots can be autonomous or semi-autonomous. Robots can be autonomous or semi-autonomous. Now our college is autonomous. We are the or our department faculties design your papers. All in our hands. We give papers to you. You solve the papers. Your results not goes to university. That is, you are fully controlled under Yashwantrao Chauhan Institute of Science, Satara. And as you students of chemistry, then again you are under the control of Department of Chemistry. It is autonomous. Robots can be autonomous, fully controlled, but there is semi-autonomous robots we observe in robots movie. They try to make it autonomous, but semi-autonomous. Then they have some emotions. Then they have some complications. That is, they can think as usual also. A robot may convey a sense of intelligence or thoughts of its own. Then applications in gaming. In the earlier days, gaming technology was not broadened. But nowadays, you have idea regarding different types of games by using this artificial intelligence. Which game is very famous nowadays? Which game is very famous? कुठली गेम आहे जे सारखे खेळत बसलेला असता तुम्ही लेक्चर संपलं की लगेच ते चालू? Which game? In mobiles कुठली गेम खेळत असता? रणवीर, which game is very famous nowadays? I think PUBG. Okay, this is nothing but a part of artificial intelligence. आता बंद झाले का चालू आहे ते PUBG? बॅन आहे ना त्याच्यावरती का चालू आहे? मयूर
चालू आहे
नाही बंद आहे सर.
चालू. ओके, म्हणजे रणवीर गोरे अजून खेळतोय, ऋतिक जगताप सुद्धा खेळतोय, लगेच चालू आहे म्हणजे तुम्ही खेळत असणार, प्ले करत असाल तुम्ही. Now applications in banking, organize operations, invest in stocks, what are the stocks available in our bank, and manage the properties. In August 2001, robots beat human in simulated financial training computation. पहा, human ला beat केलेला आहे. Some other applications include loan investigation, ATM design, safe and fast banking, etc. Some other applications: credit granting, information management and retrieval, artificial intelligence and expert systems embedded in products, plan layout, help desk and assistance, employee performance evolution, shipping, marketing, warehouse optimization, in-space workstation maintenance, satellite controls, network developments, nuclear managements. Now we focus on what is the difference between or what is the advantages and disadvantages to the artificial intelligence. First, we focus on artificial intelligence advantages. Most powerful and more useful computers, new and improved interfaces, solving new problems, better handling of information, relieves information, overload, conversion of information into knowledge. Then what are the disadvantages? Increase cost, difficulty with software development, slow and expensive, increase the cost because of, see, it is very difficult or very costful concept in artificial intelligence. If we purchase different types of machine, then these are also very cost. Difficult with software. If there is some problems in software or hardware, then there is too much expensive. Few experienced programs. There is a too need to experience programs. Few practical products have reached the market as yet. Before testing, some products are also reached at the market. Then futures of artificial intelligence. What is the future of artificial intelligence? Looking at the features, and its wide application, we may definitely stick artificial intelligence. Seeing at the development of artificial intelligence is that future world become artificial. Now with increasing population, there is a need to perform or use artificial intelligence to carry out different varieties instantly. But main disadvantages, those we not discussed in previous slide, is that because of there is a too much research in artificial intelligence term, the workplaces of humans are taken by robots or machineries, and there is a unemployment. This is the most or very huge problem nowadays. Population is increases, jobs are decreases, jobs positions are taken by computers, machines, robots. Then biological intelligence is fixed. Biological is nothing but natural intelligence. We cannot disturb the biological intelligence. Is fixed because it is an old, mature paradigm. But the new paradigm of non-biological computation and intelligence is growing exponentially. नॅचरल मध्ये आपण जास्त इंटरफेअर करू शकत नाही. The memory capacity of the human brain is probably of the order of often 1000 million. काय म्हटलेलं आहे पहा, तिसरं जे फीचर दिलेलं आहे, इट इज टू मच इम्पॉर्टन्स. नाव आय थिंक इन युअर क्लास देयर इज 180 स्टुडंट्स बट ओनली 45 स्टुडंट्स आर जॉइनिंग दिस लेक्चर. We focus on the features of artificial intelligence. We compare the different students. We, if in your class or in this 46 students, only all students are study regularly, but there is a 10 students, 36 students study regularly, but 10 students study irregularly but getting out of marks at the ISC exams. How they carry out or how they done this? They use the technique artificial intelligence. Those 36 students study properly, regularly make notes, but they're not getting out of marks because of natural intelligence, not artificial intelligence. As the natural intelligence is volatile intelligence, and artificial intelligence is they have capacity to, they have fixed program, fixed softwares, and hence those 10 students, what they do, they open up the exam in one mobile. They take a second mobile from father, mother, sister, brother, or any friends. They see the questions. What is the pH of, simple question, what is the pH of water? Options are 5, 6, 7, 8 different options. Then what they carry out, they copy, they what is the pH of water, they type on next mobile Google search box and take the answer. Only in particular program they type the correct option and taking full marks. That is use of artificial intelligence, but it is very, very dangerous in exam point of view. Please don't do this type of copies in exam, because I'll tell one example. I think I'm telling this example in any of the class. In our previous MSc second batch, there are 4 to 5 students. I also know the name of these particular students because in organic chemistry, as I am organic chemist, in organic chemistry there are only 40 students. Among these 40 students, there is 37 admissions, and among these 37 admissions, there is 5 to 6 students. Those are failed at MSc first, second semester. They have ATKT or they have failed in 2 to 3 subjects. They solve this subject at third semester. Again, there are 2 to 3 subjects are failed. But at fourth semester, these 5 to 6 students, I have complete data about these students. These 5 to 6 students getting out of marks. And the question papers are prepared by me and some senior faculty. The pattern of paper is also very typical, or not too much easy, but they getting out of 80 marks. See how they use very cleanly, very smartly the term artificial intelligence for copying the questions and giving accurate results. This is a side effect or disadvantages of artificial intelligence. There are applications or there are merits as well as demerits. You are all sincere students, please don't try to copy the questions and giving answers in exam point of view, because if you do such a type of copies, then after going to the different interviews or giving different competitive exams, there is problems. You're not getting accurate marks, or you not perform very cleanly in regular behavior. Hence, we can say that the natural intelligence is limited and volatile. To world may now depend upon the computers for smoothing the work. काय म्हणतायत पहा, नॅचरल इंटेलिजन्स आहे हे व्होलाटाईल आहे आणि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स आहे त्याला एकदा सांगितलं की मला मी एवढे हे सॉफ्टवेअर अपलोड केलेलं आहे ते सगळे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व्ह करते, काही प्रॉब्लेम येणार नाही. बट नॅचरल इंटेलिजन्स, जाधव आज म्हणतील मिथेनचा फॉर्म्युला CH4 आहे, उद्या विचारलं तर म्हणतील मिथेनचा फॉर्म्युला CH3 आहे, अजून 2 दिवसांनी विचारलं तर म्हणतील CH2 आहे, अजून चौथ्या दिवशी विचारलं तर सांगतील CH आहे, मिथेनचा फॉर्म्युला CH आहे, आणि अजून थोड्या दिवसांनी विचारलं तर सांगतील मिथेनचा फॉर्म्युला फक्त Cच आहे, फक्त कार्बनच आहे. दॅट इज नॅचरल इंटेलिजन्स इज व्होलाटाईल. थोडं पण विसरत जाणार आहे. बट आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स, देअर इज अ फिक्स्ड सॉफ्टवेअर. ओनली यू टाइप द क्वेश्चन, what is the formula of methane? You can ask 100 times, they give CH4. But you or me or any human beings, we lost some information like volatile nature. These are the features. Then humanoid robot and artificial intelligence. Sophia is a social humanoid robot developed in Hong Kong in the company Hanson Robotics. Sophia was activated on April 19, 2015. Now she is citizen. She made her first public appearance in South by Southwest Festival in 2016. In October 2017, Sophia became a Saudi Arabian citizen. Now it become a Saudi Arabian citizen. That is, she has some emotions also. Semi-autonomous, not fully autonomous, not fully controlled. We call it this type of robots, we call it as semi-autonomous robotics. The explosive growth of artificial intelligence. Since artificial intelligence is applicable in almost all fields, they became a need of our life. It is the reason behind the explosive growth of artificial intelligence. Again, here is autonomous and semi-autonomous. The growth can be divided into 2 parts based on the applications area and what purpose. The explosive growth are divided into again 2 parts. Growth is positive sense, that is useful to society, and negative sense, harmful to society. Then after seeing these different terms regarding artificial intelligence, that is what is the growth, what is the behavior, what is the autonomous and semi-autonomous nature of robotic terms, what is the advantages, disadvantages, merits, demerits, then what is intelligence. Then again we define artificial intelligence. Then we comes to the conclusion point. Till now we have discussed in brief artificial intelligence. We have discussed some of its principles in applications, its applications in achievements. We see applications of artificial intelligence in medicines, in music, in computer-based different programs, in robotics. The ultimate goal of institutions and scientists working on artificial intelligence is to solve majority of problems or to achieve the task which we humans directly cannot accomplish. Those tasks are not done properly by human beings. In this terms, we can use artificial intelligence to do such activity which does not done properly by human beings. It is for sure that development in this field of computer science will change the complete scenario of the world. Now it is the responsibility of engineers to develop this field. Now, tell me another applications of artificial intelligence, those we use in daily life. कोण सांगते? ओंकार जगताप आहेत का? ओंकार,
हो सर.
सांगा एखादं ऍप्लिकेशन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स. आता आपण बऱ्यापैकी आयडिया घेतलेली आहे, सांगा. बोला बोला, येतोय आवाज मला. अरे क्वेश्चन विचारले की लेफ्ट होऊ नका. काय मी कुणाचं नाव घेत नाही. अजून आपले कुठले टॉपिक राहिलेत? ओंकार कदम डायरेक्ट 42 वरतीच आले. हॅलो, okay, tell me again applications of artificial intelligence. प्रतीक्षा गायकवाड left the meeting. परीन गांधी, हुशार आहात तुम्ही. क्वेश्चन विचारले की लगेच लेफ्ट होत आहे. नम्रता धुमाळ, एक मेसेज टाकतो का चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये, मेक ए complete note on artificial make complete note on artificial intelligence. आज जे शिकवलेलं आहे त्याच्यावर तुम्ही एक नोट तयार करू शकता. The questions are asked for a short note. त्याच्यामध्ये क्वेश्चन विचारला जाऊ शकतो, ऍप्लिकेशन्स कोणते आहेत. नंतर आपण पाहिले इथे मी ह्या बिब्लिओग्राफी मध्ये याचा एक स्क्रीनशॉट काढून घेऊ शकता पहा तुम्ही मोबाईल मध्ये. ह्याच्या टर्म आहेत, याच्यावरून तुम्हाला आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्सची खूप माहिती मिळेल. फायनली वी कम्स टू दी एंडिंग पॉइंट. इथं आपण ऍप्लिकेशन पाहिलेले आहेत. गेमिंग ऍप्लिकेशन, गेम मध्ये पाहिलेलं आहे रोबोटिक्स, देन ऍप्लिकेशन इन टेलिकम्युनिकेशन्स, ऍप्लिकेशन इन म्युझिक्स, then medicine, and the questions are asking on the McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence in 1955. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स जी टर्म आहे ती कधी कॉइन झाली, कधी 1955. नंतर era of artificial intelligence after 2000 we called era of artificial intelligence. Okay, we stop here.